My name is Chris Shuman. I'm the front tire changer on the 17. I'm a child of God. I grew up in St. Augustine, Florida, up until about 2002 when my dad actually tried to get into racing, and we moved up to Statesville, North Carolina. My dad carried tires for a little bit for Jimmy Spencer Jr., and I kind of followed in my dad's footsteps. My favorite part about being a tire changer isn't just one part. It's a combination of many different things. I love seeing the car come in. I love seeing like the lug nuts come into my placement, me being in the exact position I want to be to hit those nuts, just to see, because out of my peripherals I can see my jackman running around, I can feel the timing out, and just after that successful pit stop of not only being clean but being fast, like it gets me excited.
So we got two new tire changers, Seth and Chris Shuman. And those guys have really rose to the occasion. I think Seth last year he was on a customer car, so this year we moved him to the house car of the 17, and Shuman come over from the 6, and they're just week in week out we've gotten better as a team, better as a group. It's kind of one of the things where once you get into a rhythm, it just flows. All of us becomes not even a job anymore. It just becomes habit, I guess you could say. And those guys have really made it real easy for the rest of us to just kind of try to do the best we can to help those guys, and because you never have to worry about them. It seems like they're pretty solid, and I just got to say that those guys they can make or break you, and right now they're doing a heck of a job, and I see them doing an awesome job for the future.
There's a school in Mooresville called Pit Crew U, and I decided to give it a shot because that's where my dad went. And it worked. It was crazy. As soon as I got there the first day, they handed me a gun. I hit the lug nuts not very well, but I did, and it got me super pumped. So I knew that that's what I wanted to do. And it's just been an amazing ride ever since. I started my journey at Michael Waltrip Racing, just running tires, being a developmental tire changer. And as soon as they closed, I went to Richard Petty Motorsports and changed tires for Brian Scott on the 44. And after Brian left, I ended up at Roush, and it's been an amazing 4 years here. When I first started at Roush, I had a little bit of shop experience, previous jobs. So I was installing interiors here at Roush, and it was cool because I could actually, not only was I changing tires in that aspect, like directly rated to my performance on pit road, but I got to see all the seats and all the gauges and the wiring and all that stuff while we were checking the car and the droops and all that, and I got to know that I put that stuff in, and I'm not saying that I was the only one that built that car, but it was just a special feeling to know that my hands were on those bolts, and it was going around the racetrack at 200 miles an hour.
So me and Shuman actually started pitting together. We were on the 38 car 2 years ago. He was front, I was rear, just like we are today. And he actually got moved up, but we had about 10 races together where we got to know each other really well, got to work together really well. I do compliment how fast he is. He makes me a lot better. He makes me have to work for faster pit stop times and faster approaches to my right rears. He really makes me work for it. He makes me a better tire changer being able to go with him.
I'm a dad, a husband. My daughter's 6 years old. In 2014 is when I gave my life to Christ. Spent a lot of time at my church just kind of helping them out, making a lot of the scenery type things, helping build, paint, that sort of stuff. And then a lot of what I do now with my daughter really reminds me of how my dad and I grew up together, just in the sense of my daughter's always with me. We're always doing adventurous things, camping, hiking, fishing, doing the outdoor type stuff. She's with me every chance that I get to work on a car, just to show her that when she grows up, she doesn't, be impressed by some boy with a V6 Mustang.